With the Bernina 570 being set up as a quilter's edition, there might be times where you'll try out some sewing techniques and we'll need to know some correct stitches for things like even sewing on elastic. So if you're unsure which stitch to use, remember the question mark and touching a stitch will find out what that stitch is designed for. For example, stitch number 4, the running stitch, can be selected for darning, reinforcing seams, and sewing on elastic. Any stitch that kind of goes back and forth can also be used in this manner. 12 is also a good stitch to use. That can be used also as a gathering stitch, but kind of anything that has multiple stitches left and right can be used to work and put stretchy items like elastic in their place. Now, if it's too narrow or too close together, remember we can just use our stitch width and length knobs to lengthen out the stitch. So for example, as I start to stitch here, now remember with elastic, you might want to have a stretch stitch. Now as I start stitching, you can see how close together these stitches are. So I'm going to go ahead and lengthen that out because I'm going to pull on this elastic a little bit just to give it a little bit of the gathering effect that will happen. Because usually when you're placing elastic on your fabric, the elastic's this big and your fabric's this big. So you're trying to gather it up by pulling and placing it so it will gather up the fabric. So remember, if you have any skip stitches, your needle needs to be changed. But as you can see, and when I started the really close together stitches, by spreading it out and pulling on the elastic, that will help gather in the fabric for the perfect finish.